a switch, putting the K in magic. I'm Joanna DeVoe, and you are watching another BiZwitch video. And this time, I wanted to talk about how to make your own online course or program, which is something that I know a little bit about because I have two online programs, Sad to Sexy and the Psycho-Spiritual Wheel of the Year. And there are two ways you can go about doing this. There's so many ways. There's two ways that I'm going to talk about today. One is automated and the other is manual. So far, I have delivered both of these programs manually, which means that I deliver all the materials on a schedule via email. But there are services that you can use. One is called Rizuku, and I will link to these down below in my blog post, and the other is called You Do Too. There are actually several companies that do that, but those are the two that come to mind. And what happens with those is you create the products, you create the information, you upload it to their websites, and then you put it on a schedule. And when anybody buys the program, they can buy it year-round, 24/7. They are automatically delivered the materials on a schedule, and you don't ever have to lift a finger again. And that creates what is known as passive income, which is a very desirable thing. And I think there are benefits to doing it that way and benefits to doing it manually. I'm actually going to be making, in April, I'm going to be making Sad to Sexy automated. And these programs, they usually cost a lot of money. The one that doesn't cost a lot of money up front, You Do Too, is a little bit complicated. So I think I'm going to be going through Aweber, but I haven't even started that process yet, so I will let you know how it goes. I'll at least, do a Facebook post letting you know how it goes once I'm in the process and working with it that way. And if I don't like it, I will let you know too. But I want to automate Sad to Sexy because I've been doing it almost 2 years now manually. And one of the downsides to doing it manually is that you do have to deliver all of the materials via email, and that is a full month-long 4-week course. So every Friday, Monday, and Wednesday I am delivering the materials to the people who've bought the program manually. The upside to that is you get to know the people who bought your program, and for me, I always offer a private Facebook group as a level of support and to get a community going. So I really like that about doing it manually, is I know who I'm sending the materials to. It keeps me in touch with everybody. It keeps me on the same schedule. But that is not really scalable. That is something you can only do when you have a smaller audience. And as your audience starts to grow, that gets to be too much. And you have to deal with any problems people are having, opening files and things like that, questions they have. So that starts to turn into a lot of maintenance the bigger your audience gets. But I think that that's a great way to start a program when your business is very small and to really get to know who your people are on a personal level. In those private groups, things are said that are not said on a public forum, and I just love that sense of community. So even though I'm going to automate Sad to Sexy, I am going to keep the private Facebook group going, and whoever joins will get added to the group, and they can just talk with the alums and me whenever I'm in there, and then they can take the program on their own time whenever they feel like it. And before I share with you how I create my programs, which I am more than happy to do, I just want to give you a heads up that this is something that I don't think you should do unless you have already established an expertise in the area and you have quite an audience. You have a good sized audience that trusts you and knows you as a valuable source of this information. Otherwise, you're probably not going to sell very many spots, or maybe even any spots. And that can be depressing to create this, awesome course and put your heart into creating all this material and then nobody comes. So I would recommend just putting out a lot of free content first on your subject. Make a bunch of YouTube videos, a bunch of blog posts, find your audience, show them that you know what you're talking about, be of service, and then invite them to take a course. And the other thing I want to say is I'm going to share with you how I make your course, but please don't copy me. I hate it. I hate having to outrun the copycats. Definitely use my whole strategy if you want to, but please give your course its own look and feel so we can differentiate our businesses from each other. That's all I ask for sharing this information with you. So here are the tools that I use. Both of my programs contain video, and when I first started Sad to Sexy, I used YouTube to make the video, and then I just set the videos to private, which started to be a problem because people weren't able to open the videos. So then I set the videos to unlisted, which is, it didn't pose any problems, it hasn't yet, but is a potential problem because anybody with that link can see those videos. So if people decide to post that online or start sharing it with their friends, the material that you are charging people money to view can be seen for free, and that's not very nice. So I moved over to Vimeo, and what I have found being on Vimeo is that it's very handy for creating courses. So the Psycho-Spiritual Wheel of the Year is entirely done on video, and I am almost done with the process of converting all of the Sad to Sexy videos onto Vimeo as well. And what I love about Vimeo is the videos are password protected. So I'm going to tell you how I make these password protected Vimeo videos and hopefully get you to avoid making YouTube videos for your courses. What YouTube is amazing for is selling your courses because the people are on YouTube. That's where everybody is. I think it's the #1, maybe the #2 search engine in the world. So it's very important. Lots and lots of people are on YouTube. That's where you want to build your audience. That's where you want to make connections. That's where you want to promote your products. But then once you've promoted them, Vimeo is great for delivering password protected content. Also, you are only allowed a certain amount of bandwidth per week when you are making Vimeo videos. So take that into account. And also, that's if you're using a free account. You can pay money to have a pro account, and then you get more bandwidth, and you also get the added benefit of not having to wait in line for your videos to load. If you use their free service, it takes time to upload the video, and then this little sign comes up that says, you know, you are now waiting in line, and it gives you an estimated time. It can take 2 hours before your video is live. So if you're going to use Vimeo for free, make sure that you plan ahead, that you make your content ahead, and don't have people waiting on you. And the way that I make my videos is I use a very inexpensive little black flip camera that I would show you, but that's how I'm recording this video, so I can't show you, but it's just a little cheapy black flip camera. I record the video, I upload it onto my computer, and then I put it in iMovie, which is the standard movie editing program that comes with my laptop. It's very easy to edit videos there, and then I put them on Vimeo. After I put them on Vimeo, which has so many cool little bells and whistles, you can create your own thumbnails, which you can also do on YouTube now. That's something new YouTube is offering to everybody. And the videos are bigger and clearer, and like I said, they're password protected, so I really love that. And what you can do is after you make your video, you can take a screenshot of a picture of the video and then edit that down to just a little rectangle, and then you can take that and in Photoshop or whatever photo editing software you have, you can add a bit of text to it or whatever, and then you can upload that into a PDF with a password below. So the way people see your PDF is they're seeing a bunch of text, and then they see an image of a video with the password down below, and when they click on the video, when they click on the link, it takes them to Vimeo, they have the password, and that way you can deliver the written content and the video content all in one fell swoop. To make my PDFs, I use Google Drive, which is super easy to use and highly customizable. and free. So you just write your content out, and you can, you know, insert little pictures. You can't insert video yet, but you can, as far as I know. Maybe you can and I just haven't figured it out yet. But you can insert, like I said, an image and a password. And after you get a good sized PDF going, you say what you want to say. It has a little tab where you can hit to save as PDF, and then you want to save that in your documents or in on your desktop. And then when somebody orders your program, you send them the PDF via email. It is a very simple process, and it doesn't take a lot of time or work. What takes time and work is making the videos and writing the content. But once you get the hang of using this system, it's very easy and fast. And when I save something from Google Drive as a PDF, it opens it up in Adobe. So I think you're going to need Adobe for that, at least if you're working on a Mac, which is all I really know about because I only work on a Mac. And that's it. It's really very simple. And I will outline the procedure, like step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4 down below, so you can wrap your brain around it. I know it's hard to take it all in just when somebody's talking. And I think that too, making a program over 4 weeks is a little bit excessive. I was originally going to make Sad to Sexy 12 weeks, and I had 12 weeks of content, and just in the nick of time, I can't remember if it was an interview she did or a video, but I heard Marie Forleo like saying, "Don't do that, that's crazy town." Don't make an 8-week long program. Don't make a 12-week long program, for goodness sake. You know, 4 weeks is pushing it already with a new program and the time commitment that people are willing to spend. I also urge you to not undercharge for what you are doing. Sad to Sexy costs $120, and I think that that is super fair for the amount of content people are getting. They get like 30 videos and 8 PDFs, 9 PDFs, and then they get, you know, to ask me whatever questions they want in the private Facebook group. The Psycho Spiritual Wheel of the Year is $120. It's actually, yeah, $120 if you buy the whole year, which is like $40 off. Or you can buy each module for $20 a piece and take the whole year kind of on a payment program. But make sure that you are pricing according to the value of what you are offering and not how much time you've put into it. So kind of think about, you know, what would I pay as a customer for this, and price it accordingly. And then I think one other last tip I have for you is to not use photographs that you find on the internet in your program. Do not like drag pictures off the internet and then put them into your program, because you don't want to have a copyright issue later on down the road, especially if you automate and it's like out of sight, out of mind, and then you just sort of get like hit from out of the blue, like with a lawsuit on your hands. There are free stock image websites that provide free pictures. I use Morguefile the most often. There's another one I use that I can't think of the name of right now, stockphoto.net or something like that, but I will link to that one down below. And be sure that when you use these programs, you realize that some of them, not Morguefile, which is why I like Morguefile, but most of them, they offer photos you can buy and then photos that are free. And when you do a search, like you want an image of a candle, let's say, it's going to first bring up like a few rows of images of candles that are going to be the best pictures, and you're going to want them so bad, but they're not going to be free. You're going to have to pay for them, which I'm not against at all. I just try to do as much for free as I possibly can to keep my costs down. So after you get to those few lines, below that is where you're going to get into the free pictures, which they then sandwich in between more pictures that you have to pay for. It's very sneaky because the free pictures are never as good as the ones you have to pay for. But whatever, you can get creative and crop them and color them, put a little bit of text on them, or you can take your own photos, which would be amazing too. My friend Lenora does a program called Psyche Circle, and the last module that she did for Psyche Circle, it was all her own photography, and it was really cool and very personal. So I think that this is the wave of the future. I think a lot of people are going to be doing programs. I just urge you to do it with class and style, make it your own, and charge appropriately, and build your audience first. Much love. Peace.